All right, 3.2b. You ready? You look ready. You look excited, ready. Okay, elimination. There's 3 steps when you're solving problems with elimination. The first is you need to start with both equations in standard form. Majority of the time, that will be done for you. Not always, but a lot of the time, it's already in standard form when you're doing elimination problems. Do you remember standard form? Yes. AX plus BY equals C, right? We want a constant by itself, okay? Then your next step is you are trying to make one variable, so your X's or your Y's through the problem, not just in one equation, right? This won't make sense if it was just one. You want to make it opposite of the corresponding variable in the other equation, okay? So in my 2 equations, if I have a 2x in one equation, I would like to make it a negative 2x in my other equation. If I have a negative 7x or negative 7y, let's say, in one equation, I would like to make it a positive 7y in the other equation, because then we can add them together and they go away, right? A negative 7x plus 7x is 0. We like 0 with elimination. Zeros are great. So then we will eliminate one variable, solve for the other variable, and then plug in to get your variable that you got rid of initially. So let me show you what I mean here. Okay, first of all, are they both in standard form? Yes. Okay, so we don't need to do anything to change the form. Second step, do you have a variable that has opposite coefficients?
Yes.
What? The x, right? 4x and negative 4x. So here's what we do. We're going back to old school math where you just go vertically the whole problem through. We're going to add these 2 equations together. 4x plus a negative 4x is 0. It goes away. 2y plus 3y is 5y. And 9 plus 16 is 25. So when I add those 2 equations together, I end up with 5y equals 25, and now I can solve for y. So to do that, divide by 5, I get y equals 5. Okay, so I know my y value. How do I find my x value? Plug it in, and you may plug it into either one. I would probably do the top one just because it's smaller numbers, but you don't have to. You may do the bottom one. So if I plug into the top one, I'm plugging in right here. 4x plus 2 times 5 equals 9. Okay, so 4x plus 10 equals 9. We're going to take away the 10. So you get 4x equals negative 1. Be careful here. I feel like whenever the number is smaller, that's the constant, people want to divide the wrong way. Don't divide by negative 1. Divide by what? 4, right? We want to isolate the x. So you get x equals a negative 1/4. That means my answer is the point, negative 1/4, comma 5. Okay, so we eliminated the x to solve for the y, and then we plugged the y back in to get our x. Good on that? Does that feel familiar? You've done it. You should have done it. Okay. Why don't you try B? Figure out which variable to eliminate, then eliminate it, and solve for the other one as well. What'd you get? 2 1/2. Did you get that? Yes. Okay. So here's what you're doing. you already have opposites, right? Your y's are opposites. One's positive, one's negative. We're adding the equations together when they're opposites. Here's the other thing. They don't have to be opposites. Let's say you had a 2y and a 2y. What would you do with your equations then? Just subtract instead, okay? I just recommend for those of you that might be confusing for, always get opposites, always add so that you're not getting confused. But for those of you that are next level thinkers and you can go, I don't need to have opposites, I'll just subtract it all, that's fine. But watch out for negatives because negatives will bite you in the butt every time when you subtract, if you're not paying attention. Okay, so we're adding our equations together. I get 5x for my x's. This is 0 equals 10. So if 5x equals 10, divide by 5, and x is 2. Okay, now what? Plug it back in. Which one did you do?
The bottom one.
The bottom. I would do the bottom as well. So if I plug it back in, it's 2 plus 2y equals 3. Take away 2. So you get 2y equals 1. Why am I putting box around that? Divide by 2. So y is a half, which means my answer is 2, 1/2. Right? A solution to a system is always a point in that system. Questions on that? Okay, that's as easy as they get. They set up the problem for you. They give you opposites to work with. You just add them together. Then they get a little bit fancier with a problem like this, for instance. Are they both in standard form? Yes, so we're good there, okay? Then you see, do I have opposites? No, we don't. So we need to get opposites. But the rule is, in math, golden rule of algebra, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other, right? So if I'm going to multiply by something, I need to multiply everything by something. What would you multiply to get opposites? 2 on the bottom equation. We have a negative 2 here. If I multiply this whole thing by 2, my new equation will be 2x minus 6y equals, don't forget this is where it always gets forgotten, equals 6. Okay, so now I have that took the place of this equation, and then I'm just going to rewrite this one so that they're right by each other. Negative 2x plus 5y equals negative 2 was my first equation. Now we're going to eliminate. Add them together. This is 0. Negative 6y plus 5y is a negative 1y. 6 plus a negative 2 is 4. And then we're going to divide by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1. So you get y is negative 4. Okay. Now you can plug back in. You have 3 different equations there. You may plug back into any of those 3, assuming that you rearranged correctly. Okay. I would probably just plug into the one that we changed. So I would do x minus 3 times negative 4 equals 3. So that's x plus 12 equals 3. And then take away 12. So x is negative 9. Okay, that means my answer is negative 9, negative 4. Good old elimination. I never finished it on here. Questions on that? Okay, look at letter D. Are you in standard form? Yes. Do you have opposite variables? No. Opposite coefficients, I guess I would say. What would you do to get opposites? This one takes it up a notch again. What? It is a lot of work. Sean? Multiply both equations, okay? I always try to stick with the smaller numbers just so we get smaller numbers. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
So much work.
It's so fun, though.
Could you multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 2, and then you get
You could do 3 and 2, and then you would subtract them. I'm going to do 3 and negative 2, so we can add them. Yes. So if we take the top, right, these both are able to become 6 quite easily, right? So we're going to multiply the top by 3, and I'm going to multiply the bottom one by -2, so I get 6 and -6, okay? So here it is. Top equation is 6x plus 21y equals 12. Okay, bottom equation is -6x minus 10y equals a positive 10. Am I adding or subtracting them?
Adding.
We are adding them because they are opposites, right? So add the whole thing. This is 0. 21 plus a -10 is 11y equals 22, and then divide by 11. Okay, so y is 2, and then you can choose. Now you have 4 equations to choose from. Plug it into one of them. I would probably plug it into, I'd probably just do the top one. So I'm going to put this 2 right here, and I get 2x plus 7 times 2 equals 4. So 2x plus 14 equals 4. Take away your 14. So 2x equals -10, and divide by 2, and x equals -5. Okay, so your answer, -5, +2. It's not that terrible, right? This is such basic algebra. Like, you should be doing this like the back of your hand.
It's not hard, it's just a lot of work.
Do the numbers stay this easy for like the test?
Like, you have to,
Um,
like, fractions,
I mean,
right?
There can be fractions here and there. Everybody loves a good fraction. Come on. Okay, letter E. You try it. 3x plus 7y equals 15. 5x plus 2y equals -4. Give it a go. I believe in you. Anyone got it? Not quite. What'd you get, Sean?
-2, 3.
Yes. Anyone else get -2, 3? Not quite there yet, maybe. Sean, what did you multiply by?
I multiplied the 3 by 5 and the 5 by 3.
And then you subtracted?
Yeah.
Okay. What did anybody else do? Opposites? Okay, I'm going to do opposites just to be consistent. That's great. You're welcome to do that every time. So I would multiply top by 5 and the bottom by -3, just for the sake of consistency here. So we're going to do 15x plus 35y equals 75. And then multiply our bottom by a -3. So -15x minus 6y equals a +12. Okay, and then we're adding those together if you got opposites. So this is a 0. 35 plus a -6y is going to be 29y. And then 75 plus 12 is 87. And then divide by 29. So y comes out to 3. And then plug that back in. You may plug it back into any of those 4. I would probably pick this bottom one, but that's up to you. So 5x plus 2 times 3 equals -4. Whoops. So 5x plus 6 equals -4. Take away that 6. So you get 5x equals -10. And then divide by 5. And x is -2. Okay? Okay, I want you to try example 2. These are different cases. These are unique. I want to see if you can figure this out based on what we've done in the past. So, solve those, see what you get, and tell me what you think your answer should be for these 2. And then we're done, guys. Elimination. Johnny, you're supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
So do it. Are you doing it?
I was gonna use. What?
You're supposed to be doing these problems.
Yeah, I was gonna use my calculator.
The one that's sitting right there?
Yeah, but I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I'm gonna use my phone.
Lies.
No.
Put your phone away.
Okay.
You just plug things in.
Yeah.
It's just a normal calculator.
I was trying to figure out how to.
Oh, are you stuck on that? Is that the
Yeah.
Go second, quit.
Oh, thank you.
What'd you get on letter A?
All numbers.
Oh, that's a good thought. I mean, you're on the right track.
I put infinite.
I put infinitely many for all of the numbers.
That's the one. Okay, so look at letter A here. Everything is opposites, right? If everything is opposite and we add them together, we get 0 plus 0 equals 0. Well, when 0 equals 0, you have no variables left. There is no x or y that it has to be. This is infinitely many because everything will be true here. So you have infinitely many solutions, meaning those 2 lines are what? The same line, right? That is the same line. So we would say this is a dependent, if you will, from what we were talking about. It's the same line. Okay, infinitely many when it is a true equation with no variables left. What about B? No solution. You guys are so good. So if we add these together, they're already opposites. 0 equals 16. 0 does not equal 16. So you would say no solution. What kind of lines are these if there's no solution? Parallel lines, right? These are parallel lines. Do you remember what parallel lines are? Inconsistent. Yes. I don't need all that. You can tell me no solution is fine.